controlling program execution. Like tables, another important element in the SAP system is the programs. Now you can access the data in the SAP system either through tables, or you can have someone write a program for you and access the data from the tables through the programs. Okay. Now that's one piece to it. The other piece to it, that every transaction code that you execute is basically a transaction code, for example, is a shortcut to a program. Okay, so when you execute a transaction code, what you're basically doing is you're basically executing a series of programs behind the scenes. Okay, now, and you can access the data through transaction codes also, right? That basically, that's what the transaction code does. You can create the data like a purchase order. When you create but to create that you use MA2021N. That's the transaction code. But when you create or modify something, those things go and sit in some tables. Okay? Now, viewing the data from the SAP system can be done through tables or through programs. Okay? Now, like s_tablet controls access to table data, s_program controls access to programs. Okay? Now, this object only controls the execution of the programs. Okay? So, and like in tablet disk you have two fields. In program s_program also you have two fields. One is the user action, which is equivalent of activity in tablet disk. So the user action determines if you can start a program and schedule it to run in the batch mode. Batch mode meaning in the background mode. And what variants you can use. Okay. Now, like s_tablet dis, s_program also has a field called authorization group. So like tables, SAP also gives you a feature for categorizing the programs into authorization groups. So depending on what access to what authorization group you give to the user, he or she can execute the programs from that group. Okay. So the authorization group field comes from the authorization group in the attributes of an ABAP program. Okay. Now when you create in the attributes of ABAP program, there is a field called authorization group. Okay. So that determines to which group, authorization group, does that program belong to. Okay. Now as a security administrator, it is important for you that when somebody creates a program, a custom program, you have to recommend that the ABAP developer assigns that custom program to an authorization group. Okay, so what happens is, let's say the user has access to SA38, which is for executing programs, like SC16 is for viewing table data, SA38 is for executing programs. Okay, so anybody who has access to SA38, okay, can execute every table that is not part of any group. Okay, for example, let's say you have access to SA38 and SA38 you have access to s_program and you have execute option and you are authorized to execute programs from the authorization group XYZ. Okay, and there are 10 programs in that group. So SA38, technically speaking, you can execute only those 10 programs which are part of the XYZ group. But the loophole is you can execute not only those 10 programs, but also you can execute any program that is not part of any group. Okay, so in the system, if there is a program which is not assigned to any authorization group, you can execute those programs too, even though in your authorizations s_program says that you can only execute programs belonging to XYZ group. Yes, you can execute the programs belong to XYZ group, plus you can execute programs that do not belong to any group. Okay, so it is very important, and that this holds true for the tables too. Okay, so you can view the data from the tables which belong to the authorization group that you are assigned to, plus the tables which are not assigned to any group. Okay, that's one small loophole in this concept. Okay, so for this authorization object to be effective, s_program to be effective, above programs must have authorization groups assigned to them in the attributes of the program. Okay, now where is that thing? Let's see. So let's go to execute the transaction SC38, and let's go and give a program called RSUSR 002, for example, and then you look at the attributes field and radio button and click on display. Okay, we give the wrong program name. So let's go RSUSR 002. Okay, so click on attributes. So the developer who creates the program, okay, when he has to enter a value here, there is the authorization group. So whatever value the user assigns in this field here in the attributes for the program, that program would belong to that particular authorization group. For example, in this case, it does not belong to RSUSR 002 does not belong to any group, which means anybody who has access to SA38 or SC38 can execute this program. Okay, irrespective of what his roles contain for s_program. Okay, so this is an open program which can be executed by everybody, because s_user_use RSUSR 002 is not assigned to any group. Okay. If a program does not have an authorization group assigned to the system, the system does not carry out a check for s_programs. So, I mean, it's not going to check for that authorization group field. It's given direct execution access. For this reason, you may want to always assign an authorization group to programs created by customers. It gives more security. Okay. So how do you, like SC54, like we just said, is for tables, for creating authorization group. You can use the program RSCSAUTH. This is another program. RSCSAUTH to assign an authorization group to a program. Okay. Now to execute the program, the users will say, I need access to SC38. Okay. Now there is a difference between SC38 and SA38. Using SE38, you can do anything with the program. For example, you can create a program, you can modify a program, you can modify the attributes of a program, you can create a variant, you can do any kind of program development work using SE38. Whereas for SA38, you can only use it for executing the programs, which means that you cannot create or modify a program using SA38. If you want to create or modify, then you have to use SC38. Okay? Now to able to execute, to able to get to transaction code SA38, okay, a user must have the following access to the program, S_program object. The minimum, okay? Just because you have SA38 is not enough. SA38 brings in S_program in the role, and that should contain minimum, you should contain the value submit, and authorization group you could put star or a specific authorization group depending on how you want to control it. If you put star as a value for authorization group, it means access to all programs, okay, from every group in the system. Okay, so SA38 is for executing programs. Okay, that execution of the program is controlled by the object S_program, which would minimum need the value submit to execute programs. Okay, and you can use S_RSC, S_AUTH for assigning authorization groups to programs. Okay. Now, once a user gets to SA38, the user can enter any report name and execute the report. Okay. Additional authorizations will be checked only if there is a value for authorization group in the report attributes that we just saw. Like RSUSR 002 didn't contain any value, right? So there is no there then, which means in this case, in RSUSR 002's case, no checks will be made because it's anybody can execute that program because it's not assigned to any group. Only when you are assigning a program to a group, checks would be made. Okay. Now, if there is a value for authorization group, the user must have that value in S_program. Okay. So if there is no value, however, the only additional authorized checks that will occur are those inside the program the user is executing in the transaction SA38. So inside the program, how are you going to put additional authority checks? Those additional authority checks are put into the program using the authority check statement. Okay. So transaction code SA38 presents the following security issues. What are those issues? Every user must have same authorization for S_program to get to SA38. Okay, which means you should have a submit as a value in this object S_program. Once in SA38, so once you get to SA38, a user can attempt to execute any program. Okay, but how do you control that? That control is done through S_program with specifying the authorization group in that authorization group field. If there is no value in the authorization group field on the program, execution will begin. Like in case of RSUSR 002, there is nothing, no value for authorization group. So as soon as you enter execute the program, it starts the execution. Okay. Now many SAP programs and reports are delivered with no authorization group values, which means technically anybody who has SA38 can execute those programs. Now that is a danger because you don't know what those programs do. Now, developers might not provide authorization group values when creating custom programs or reports. So as a security administrator, if you want to secure programs properly, you need to recommend to the developers that when they create programs, they have to assign those programs to some authorization group. You can use that authorization group to control access to those programs in this object. Okay? If a program or report does not have an authorization group and does not have authority check statement inside the program is at risk, high risk, because most users can access SA38. Okay, because see, once a program execution begins, right, what you can do with the program, within what the program can do, okay, is controlled by this statement, authority check. If you don't, so this gives you additional authority check, gives you an additional layer of security on programs. Okay, let's say you have access to SA38 and it is not assigned to any authorization group, okay, but you can still control, you can still put the security on the program if there is an authority check statement written in the program, okay. And what does this authority check statement do? Authority check statement is written on authorization objects, okay. So what technically it means is, whatever authorization object is used for authority check, the users need to have access to those objects. Okay? You follow? So it's not only S underscore program, okay? S underscore program is good enough for executing the programs. But once the execution begins, okay, how do you put further control on what the program can do? Okay? That is done by using the authority check statement. An authority check statement is written on authorization objects. So whatever authorization object is there in the program, the user needs access to, will need access to those objects also, along with S underscore program. Okay? Now, SAP recommends you do not give access to SA38 to end users, because if you're not controlling programs and using authorization group, or if you're not putting authority check statements in the program, you're pretty much giving access to, open access to users. So they can execute any program that they want in the SAP system, which could be dangerous. Okay? So SAP recommends, and auditors also recommend, you don't give access to SA38 to anyone. And they do come and check how many people have access to SA38, how many roles have access to SA38. Okay? So if customer systems have been live for a long time and have been using SA38, it is easy to say restrict access to SA38. But however, it is very difficult to implement the change because users are very experienced and comfortable with using SA38. Okay, so once you have given SA38 and people get used to it, it becomes difficult for you to take it back, remove that access. Now, like programs, like tables, people need access to execute programs directly. Okay, so how will you give access to that? So instead of giving SA38, what SAP recommends is, for every program, a custom program, at least. Custom program meaning any program that the customer develops, or reports that the customer develop. For every such program, what SAP recommends is that they create a custom transaction code. Okay? So once you create a custom transaction code for a program, when you give access to that transaction code, user can only execute that program, no other program. Okay? So SAP recommends creating custom transaction codes for each report. Okay, instead of giving access to SA38. Now, by creating a custom transaction code, you have an additional check for S_T code to execution of the report or program. So what it means is that because it's a transaction code, when you put it in a role, the custom transaction code becomes a value for S_T code. Okay? But the beauty is, the user can execute only that particular report which is associated with the transaction code, instead of giving SA38, which probably will give more access than the user would need. Okay, so SAP recommends that customers create a custom transaction code for each program that they use. Okay. So if you don't assign SA38, then what options do you have to give access to programs, right? So one option that you had was creating, what SAP recommends is creating custom transaction codes. The other options you have is that every program that you want to give access to, ensure that all programs contain authorization groups. Okay, every program, whether it's a standard program provided by SAP or a custom program developed by the customer, each program is assigned to an authorization group. Okay, and how do you assign a program to the authorization group? Using the report or program RSCS and AUTH. Okay. Now, using RSCS AUTH, you can assign groups to programs. Okay, you can change the authorization group. Meaning, if a program is assigned to XYZ group, you can modify it to ABC group. Okay. And users continue to use SA38, but every program executed from this transaction code has an authorization group for additional protection. So you have to use that in the attributes field. Okay. Now, considering requesting all custom reports, programs include at least one authority check statement inside the code. So as a security administrator, you have to recommend the programmers, the developers, to use the authority check statement, at least one authority check statement in the program code. Okay, because this gives you additional protection. Now, what is the other option that you have? So in general, do not assign SA38 in production system. That is the SAP's recommendation, that do not assign SA38 to users in production system. But if you don't assign, then how do you give access to the programs? What SAP recommends is you map all the custom reports and programs to custom transaction codes. Okay? Or you create an area menu and include the reports into that menu. Okay. Now, area menu, again, you can create a transaction code to it for an area menu. So when you execute that transaction code for area menu, now what is the area menu? Area menu is a reporting tree. Okay. You can club a bunch of reports into an area menu and create a custom transaction code for that area menu. So when you execute that transaction code, the users will see all those reports. So you can create a custom transaction code, or you create a area menu. An area menu is a collection of programs. Okay. So now this strategy always adds a check to S_T code, so each report will have its own transaction code. Okay. Now, you also in this scenario also you can consider requesting the custom reports to include authority check statement in the program, so that will give additional security for the programs. Okay, so S underscore the program. So in short, to summarize, to execute programs, you need at least access to transaction SA38, which auditors consider to be critical, and the execution of the programs is controlled by the object S underscore program. Okay, S underscore program has two fields in it. One is the user action, other is the authorization group. So whatever value you specify in the authorization group field, the users can execute the programs from that group, plus the programs that are not assigned to any group. Okay, so what SAP recommends us that instead of assigning SA38, you create custom transaction codes for every program and put those transaction codes in a role. So when you put that transaction code in a role, when the user executes the transaction codes, S underscore T code will be checked.